thinking is just a reflex, but I realized after a while that it was not just a reflex. It was kind of like now it's actually part of my life.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, that's not even part of like being misunderstood or something. But it's just like everywhere I go, I have to scan the area. It was just like it's kind of like a reflex, but I always say the army is a good place to be. It's a good community. Like it's a really strong community. Like I met wonderful people in the military. I wasn't expect that in my entire life. And also the army gives you opportunity, a lot of opportunity. We had to walk a little bit at the airport, right? And
Uh-huh.
I saw this old man walking towards me, and he was like, "Oh man, thank you for your service." I was like, in my head, I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'm not even a soldier yet, bro." Chill.
Mhm.
I was like, "Yeah," because at that time I didn't even graduate, basically. Just
Um,
just like that. It was like, "Let me buy you something to eat."
really?
It was like, "Let me buy you something to eat." Like, just thank you for your service and let me buy you something to eat. So I was like, "Sir, I'm good. Like, I have something. If I want something to eat, I can buy it myself. Like, je te dis, ce monsieur a insisté jusqu'à ce que je puisse avoir ce qu'il allait me donner. Juste comme ça, il me connaît pas, on s'est jamais vu rien du tout, juste parce que je portais la tenue. Il m'a vu et il a voulu m'acheter quelque chose à manger. Il m'a, faut juste savoir gérer, puis ça passe.
Et est-ce que entre vous, genre soldiers, comment vous vous supportez quand j'étais là-bas à l'intérieur?
Oh, je veux
Or
dire,
do you got even got support each other during our times?
oh yes, yes.
How?
Imagine I'm here now with my wife, right?
Yeah.
And I will say this, I spend more time with my soldier than I spend time with my wife. Can you
Really?
imagine that?
Even being there in
Can you
Hawaii?
imagine? Yes. Even if my wife being here, I spend more time with my soldier than I spend time with my wife. Let's just take an example, right? I'm leaving the house at 6 o'clock in the morning for training. I go do my training and come back around like 7:38. And soon as I come back, it's literally probably take a shower, eat breakfast. And right after I'm done, I have to be at work at 9:30. 9:30, all the way to like 1600, right? All the way to like
4 p.m.
1600. Oh yeah, 4 p.m. J'avais
Yeah.
oublié. Moi, je suis dans le
No, you're
military
good.
time, military time.
No, I get it.
4
I get
p.m.
it.
4
Mhm.
p.m. 4 p.m. et ça dépend. Parce que nous, chez nous, on n'a pas, c'est pas comme si tu avais signé un contrat. Tu commences le travail à telle heure et le travail va finir à telle heure. Non. Le travail finit quand tu
Quand
finis ce
tu
que
finis
tu
le
avais, quand
travail.
tu finis les tâches que tu avais pour cette journée-là. C'est quand le travail
Mhm.
finit, tu vois. Donc, l'heure dépend de quand tu vas finir, quand tu vas pas finir, quand tu vas rentrer à la maison, quand tu vas pas rentrer à la maison. Et aussi, du position auquel tu assumes. Si tu assumes
Mhm.
une position un peu plus élevée, guess what? Deux fois, tu dois être
Plus de
obligé de
responsabilité.
rester pour, c'est ça. Like,
Mhm.
prendre, like, en compte tes responsabilités et tout. Et tu peux rester jusqu'à 17h, 17h30, 18h, tout ça là. Et quand tu rentres à la maison, tu rentres, tu prends une douche, tu manges peut-être, tu te reposes un peu un moment, 20h30, 21h, guess what? Tu vas
Ouais.
essayer de dormir parce que demain encore, c'est la même chose, tu vois. So basically, I'm not
Yeah.
even spending much time with her,
So you
but
ain't
we
got no
live in the same
break?
house. Yeah, you have break between 11:30 to 13,
No, what
but
I
the
mean
break,
like as far as vacation.
oh, vacation? Yes, you do have vacation. So we have
Okay.
summertime for vacation and we also have Christmas for vacation. So it's usually a month window that they open and they'll be like, oh yeah, during this time, you're allowed to take leave and stuff like that. and you get like 2.5 days every month. Yeah, 2.5 days every month.
So a paycheck you get if you pay like you get paid bi-weekly, so you get about like 1.75, I would say. 1.75 or 1.25, something like that.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, c'est juste la division de 2.5 days. But yeah,
No, the
it's alright.
2.5 days, it's the number of days that you're earning for your leave.
Yeah, but normalement, you guys get paid monthly or bi-weekly?
No, it's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
So les heures accrued every 2 weeks or just monthly, straight
it's
up?
monthly,
Oh, okay.
monthly. It's not every paycheck.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
then, go ahead.
at the end, you may usually if you do like a year without taking a break, you may end
Uh-huh.
it up with I'll just say 3 times 12, maybe 27 days, 27, 26 days, right?
Okay.
And those
Yeah.
days you can take maybe like 14, 15. Usually people usually take 2 weeks break. They'll take it two
Uh,
weeks, go do whatever they gotta do, and then come back, and then everything
uh.
start over again.
But you also gotta know that those in the army, just pour réitérer ce que tu as eu à dire previously, in the army, say it's per contract, and then most of the time the contract is 4 years, and then you get to renew the contract. That's all right, right?
Yes, you have a 3 years contract, you have a 4 year contract, you have a 6 year contract. I never hear
Okay.
about is 5 years, but
Okay.
I think I hear that before, but yeah, it depends.
And then can you share un peu what roles family, friendship played during your training or your deployment?
During
So let's,
training, I'll say
yeah. Uh-huh.
it is pretty important they're really in the middle because sometimes you can be doing training and you just like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna, go through this. It's kind of challenging, it's hard, and you're just feeling like you wanted to give up, you wanted to quit. But at the same time, like I said, during training, we don't have access to our phone. You may receive a mail at the end of the week. You may receive or just read a text once you get your phone on the weekend and see someone sending a love over text message that can just motivate you to just, keep going and just like, yeah, I'm not gonna give up.
Uh,
I have people counting on me, and it is really, it feels really good to just see those kind of messages, those love messages coming from people that you love, people that loves you too. So yeah,
uh,
they play a big role in like training. Deployment also, even though you don't really have access to like outside world, because whenever we do a deployment, we like everything to be internal. So
uh-huh.
you don't want to be deployed and let the enemy know that you're coming where you're going.
Uh,
So deployment cannot only be enemy, also can be friendly. You can be deployed to do some kind of job wherever you're going, like based on your MOS. So let's say construction job, we may go to like somewhere and we have to build some stuff. I'm not gonna
uh-huh.
be like on my phone. I'm not gonna be on social media posting what we're doing because that's
Yeah.
that's just like obsec. And
Yeah.
après ça, tu peux recevoir des messages et tout. Et ces messages-là vont vraiment te remonter le moral à chaque fois que tu reçois les
Uh,
messages.
yeah,
C'est
that's good.
vraiment un
Donc,
rôle important.
la famille et les amis doivent toujours continuer à
Yeah.
euh,
Et
il faut comprendre parce que parfois, moi je me souviens, moi en tout cas j'ai compris, hein. Parfois
Mhm.
je peux t'écrire, tu vas pas répondre pendant
Mhm.
très longtemps
C'est
et
c'est-
puis
c'est- c'est
après
vraiment ça.
et on va s'appeler et puis on va
Ouais,
nous parler à l'aise. Mais puis après j'avais compris que non, c'est juste le temps, tu vois.
ouais. J'allais,
So,
j'allais j'allais aussi rajouter ça. Il faut aussi que la famille, les amis et tous
uh-huh,
ces gens qui sont proches là, qui comprennent aussi que non. Ici, quand tu vas dans une mission ou quand tu veux, peut-être nous on appelle ça field, right? Quand tu
yeah,
pars au field, des ou quoi, ok, Zamba et tout, c'est là où vous faisiez vos training.
uh-huh,
La majeure partie du temps, il n'y a pas de connexion. Tu n'as pas de
uh,
connexion, tu n'as rien. So, c'est même pas la peine de utiliser ton téléphone, tu vois. Tu es là, ce que tu utilises, c'est une lampe torche, ou tu dors, ou tu peux avoir des tentes. Si tu n'as pas de tente, tu vas trouver un moyen pour dormir. Tu dors dehors comme ça, tu trouves un moyen pour dormir. Tu peux juste te mettre ton rucksack derrière toi sur un arbre et tu te mets au fond du mouquet. Si tu peux dormir, tu closes tes yeux pendant un moment et puis tu ouvres, tu vois. So, tu peux être là pour 2 semaines sans ton téléphone. Peut-être quelqu'un peut t'écrire, tu n'as pas répondu et tu vas revenir et répondre après ces 2 semaines-là. Peut-être que la personne peut penser que non, je t'avais écrit depuis, t'as pas voulu me répondre et puis tu me réponds aujourd'hui. Il y a d'autres personnes qui ne comprennent toujours pas quand je lui dis, ah non, j'étais un peu empêché, tu vois, j'étais au field et tout, j'étais en train de faire ça.
Ouais.
D'autres qui ne comprendront pas, mais il y a aussi d'autres qui comprennent. Donc, la compréhension aussi venant de la famille, des proches, des amis et tout, c'est
Très
aussi
important.
très important pour nous.
Parce que là, you gotta be mentally strong to be able to handle those kind of stuff because quand on le bulira yomo kula nzete libanda, you don't know whatever animals or whatever thing can come up,
Mhm.
right? So you kind of sleeping there with fear of something, or praying that something don't not to happen to you or something like that. And then
Yeah.
if you felt, after what we just talked, would you say if you ever felt misunderstood after coming back home?
Yes.
And can you
Yes.
share a story, like a personal story of that
So
specific? Yeah.
the way I felt kind of misunderstood was, first of all, I'll start with my way of talking. My way of talking completely changed.
A lot of
And
cussing.
that's true, a lot of cursing. But I kind of, now I can now control it. Before it was literally, that was my everyday life. Like
Yeah, I
people
remember
cursing
that.
at you, people talking at you, this like in a way.
Certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like my everyday life. But now I kind of like, controlling
Mm-hmm.
that way of talking and also looking around if there's kids around and stuff like that and try to talk properly. And also the way I'm talking, the way I read time people was just like, what did you say? Like, just
Uh-huh.
like 1400. It was like, oh yeah, cause I got used to military time, man. We don't say 4 p.m. We don't say 5 p.m. We don't say just like from 1 to 24. That's how you say. And
Yeah.
also it was kind of like at first I was kind of like thinking it's just a reflex, but I realized after a while that it was not just a reflex. It was kind of like now it's actually part of my life.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, that's not even part of like being misunderstood or something. But it's just like everywhere I go, I have to scan the area. It was just like it's kind of like a reflex, but I don't know if everybody does the same thing, right?
What do you
I'll go
what do
some
you look at when you scan the area?
I'll go somewhere, I have to scan every single like side of the place I'm at. I'll scan the roof, I'll scan like the house, I'll scan the area, I'll scan where's the entrance and how I can get out of that place if something happens. It's just like I'm gonna do like a quick thinking of like if something happened,
Mm.
how I
Right.
can get out of that situation.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like it's something that I was not actually used to do before. And
Mm.
after I joined, and every time I go back, it's literally the same thing. Every time I go
Yes.
somewhere, just my thinking process is just maybe fast, I would say. I don't know.
Okay. So it's trying to like you have the reflex of scanning the area, just trying to see if something were to happen, you
Yeah,
know, what's the exit or how you can save yourself or maybe save the people around you or the people you're with.
exactly.
Which is good.
Exactly.
Normalement, by reflex, when I faisais ça, by reflex, yeah, most human being, but which is nah. So, and what kind of support would you like to see for returning veterans?
Returning veteran. I would say returning veteran, it's you mean by veteran, do you mean like after you done with service or you just
Yeah,
going back
I'll
for
give an
like
example. I'll give an example like um you know, I think we previously said that here during this session. When a lot of people after the army, the mind is so messed up, or they have so many emotional damages, right? Like you've been to wars, you've been to, you've killed people for a good purpose, of course. Most of y'all do that. And then
it
you don't,
doesn't it doesn't have to be a good purpose, man. Listen, you're gonna be in
well,
a
to protect
situation
yourself,
exactly,
protect
you're gonna be in a
yourself. Right,
situation where if you don't kill them, they will kill you. Like
right.
both of y'all have weapons, so you have to think about also saving yourself. It's not only
Ex-
like killing for a good reason, man. Sometimes you just don't have reason, like
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like killing people, right? But at least, after going through all the stuff, and then no, something were to happen to you where maybe you break your feet, or something just don't work. You can't be in the army anymore. No, you're back. So how do you handle those emotional damages that you've been through, right? Because you have so many of that. Because what happened is so many people that comes back from the army trying to distance themselves from the civilian because they feel different, or maybe they won't feel understood, they won't feel heard because of the things that they've seen, that they've been through. C'est pour cela, they will be under depression, and then they will lose their mind, all those kind of stuff. Right. So uh what are the support would you like to see for those people?
I'll say more help, like behavioral health um association, I'll say, to just help those people to like actually reintegrate to the actual social community and get back to their civilian life. Uh, I'll say in peace, I guess.
Okay.
And also ask them their story. Just ask them the story. Maybe they want people to like listen what they've been through.
And then no
And
judge them.
yes,
Mm, okay.
that'll probably help them.
Oh, that's good. We are getting to the end of our session today. Mais avant qu'on puisse finir, j'aimerais un peu savoir, I would like to ask you a question about what advice would you give to young people thinking about joining the army?
I always say the army is a good place to be. It's a good community. Like it's a really strong community. Like I met wonderful people in the military. I wasn't expect that in my entire life. And also the army gives you opportunity, a lot of opportunity. I moved to the States in 2019. 2 years after that, I was I was in the military for different reason, but I'm here now, and I never expect that I will be able to travel to more than 20 countries in Europe while I was in the States in less than 3 years.
Wow.
Never thought about it, right? But
Voyager.
the military gave me that opportunity by having me stationed in Germany. And from Germany,
Mm.
I've been to three different countries for missions, and the rest of the country was just like me, myself, traveling just to discover culture and everything, you know. And that's what I'm saying. It's a good opportunity, school, VA benefit, health benefit, traveling, and especially traveling for free. You're not paying anything, right? You're not paying
Mm.
anything. And you even getting, I'll say you getting the respect of boarding first, you know. And that shit's always something that usually, you know. make me happy and
Uh,
proud of myself. I remember one time I was not even like fully in military. I just came from my school, the English school that I was in, and then I had to travel and go to a different place because my school, my language school was in Austin, Texas, no, San Antonio, Texas. And I had to leave San Antonio after I graduated to go to St. Louis, where I was going to do my basic training. And on the way there, I was with one of my brother buddy. She was she had a fracture on her leg, so I had to like make sure she was okay. She was gonna make sure she was gonna make it to the plane and everything. We had to walk a little bit at the airport, right? And
uh-huh.
I saw this old man walking towards me, and he was like, "Oh man, thank you for your service." I was like, in my head, I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'm not even a soldier yet, bro. Chill." I was like, "Yeah," because at that time I didn't even graduate basic training yet. I'm going to basic training, but since I was in uniform, he saw me. Was like, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
thank you for your service." I was like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it." He was like, "Oh, where you going?" I was like, "I'm going to St. Louis." He was like, "Oh, you going for what? Basic training?" I was like, "Yes, actually, yes, I'm going for basic training." He kind of like talked to me a little bit for maybe 2, 3 minutes. And can you imagine? Just like that. It was like, let me buy you something to eat.
Really?
It was like, let me buy you something to eat. Like, just thank you for your service and let me buy you something to eat. So I was like, sir, I'm good. Like, I have something. If I want something to eat, I can buy it myself. Like, je te dis, ce monsieur a insisté jusqu'à ce que je puisse avoir ce qu'il allait me donner. Juste comme ça, il me connaît pas, on s'est jamais vu, rien du tout, juste parce que je portais la tenue. Il m'a vu et il a voulu m'acheter quelque chose à manger. Il m'a remis 40
Uh,
dollars. Il m'a remis 40 dollars. $40. I was like, take this, buy some to eat. Even though you're not gonna buy something, just take this. Et là, j'étais surpris, je t'ai dit, mais comment est-ce qu'on peut traiter quelqu'un de cette manière juste parce qu'il a cette tenue?
uh,
Sur ce, je veux dire que non, porter la tenue, surtout en Amérique, c'est vraiment un privilège. Tu
yeah.
deviens vraiment un privilégié dans tout ce que tu fais. Job, searching after the army. Si ton background dit que tu étais dans l'armée, tu vois, on te prend dans un certain niveau. Et même ton application, il est prise un peu à un niveau là par rapport aux autres, tu vois. Parce
Uh,
qu'on sait que cette personne, en étant dans l'armée, il est passé, il a appris la discipline. S'il avait atteint un niveau, c'est-à-dire qu'il était un leader, so il peut assumer le leadership position. And tu vois, tout cela te permet que, like, to settle your life for future. Et je dirais, tous ceux qui ont cette envie de rejoindre l'armée, don't think twice. If you want to do something, do it, right? But just
uh,
know the purpose. Have a purpose of like why you joining and what do you want for your life, tu vois?
uh,
Have like a clear idea of where you want to see yourself in like, let's say 4 years, in like 6 years. Have that idea will help you to like basically go up in your military career and move as fast as you can.
Wow, en tout cas, c'est très bien. Mais il y a une chose on a oublié de mentionner, c'est que pour devenir ou bien pour faire partir de l'armée américaine, il faut avoir un statut permanent aux États-Unis. Euh, un statut régulier. Donc, il faut ce qu'on appelle le green card. So you cannot be a F1 student and then join the army. If you used to be like that before, it's not anymore because I've done my research and then that's what I'm coming to say. Would you agree with what I'm saying though?
Yes, that's true. It used
Yeah.
to be like that, even though now not only for students, also for immigrants, like those people that just move to the
Uh-huh.
States and they're going
Trying to
through a
get papers and
process, they're
stuff.
trying to get papers. It used to be like
Uh-huh.
that, you can join the army and then you're gonna get papers, right? But
Yeah.
the army found out that a lot of people in that situation was only joining because they want a paper, and as soon as they get a paper, they were getting out.
Yeah. So.
So,
Mais mon cher, en tout cas, merci pour les informations que tu nous as données. Mais avant qu'on se sépare aujourd'hui, moi, j'aimerais que tu nous donnes 5 avantages en français. 5 avantages de faire partir de l'armée. Donc, ça sera plus basé sur le bénéfice to be a part of the army. But I want you to say that in French.
okay.
Those
Euh,
cinq
les cinq
avantages.
avantages d'être dans l'armée. Avec
Mhm,
mon statut d'immigrant, quand je suis arrivé aux États-Unis, parce que moi je suis arrivé avec la DV, tu as tous tes papiers, tu as tous les avantages. Et le seul avantage que tu n'as pas, c'est le droit de vote que tu vas avoir
mhm,
quand tu vas avoir ta nationalité, tu vois. Et pour avoir
mhm.
la nationalité, il te faut 5 ans, right? Il faut 5 ans pour
Yeah.
avoir la nationalité.
Si
Et
tu
ça,
quand
si je
tu as ton
l'avais,
green card.
ouais. Et ça,
Mhm,
si je l'avais pas mentionné au début, quand je parlais de mon introduction, non, pas mon introduction, quand je parlais de ce qui m'a inspiré à rejoindre l'armée,
mhm,
je devais mentionner ceci que l'une des raisons qui m'a poussé à rejoindre l'armée, c'était avoir mon statut de citizen, tu vois. Parce que aussi à ces moments-là, je me sentais un peu seul en ces moments-là et j'avais besoin d'avoir mes parents avec moi. Et pour avoir mes
mhm,
parents avec moi, je vais avoir ce statut de citizen qui pouvait me permettre d'appliquer pour mes parents et pour qu'ils puissent me rejoindre.
mhm,
Et le trois goals que j'avais dans l'armée, c'était devenir citizen, commencer le processus pour mes parents, et puis finir getting my degree, avoir mon degree, tu vois.
Education, yeah.
Yeah. So, instead, quand tu rejoins l'armée, au lieu de faire 5 ans, comme le statut de la DV te le permet pour avoir ta nationalité, avec l'armée, juste quand tu rejoins l'armée, tu peux directement commencer le processus pour
Mhm,
devenir civil. Et c'est ce qui a été le cas avec moi. Au lieu d'attendre 5 ans pour avoir ma nationalité, j'ai eu ma nationalité à 3 ans et demi.
mhm.
Tu vois, 3 ans et demi, ce qui est mieux. Donc, c'était, you can be a naturalized American citizen
Faster.
faster, like before the
Mhm,
time. Deuxième avantage, je dirais, tout le monde en parle. Tu l'as même mentionné à un moment donné, mais même si c'était pas vraiment ça, moi je l'ai quand même
mhm,
mentionné. Le VA benefit. VA benefit, c'est plus pour le housing, tu vois. Ici en Amérique,
mhm.
on connaît pour avoir le housing, comment ça se passe et tout. Tu dois payer, je crois, c'est combien? 10%, 20%
Pour
le down payment, ça doit être 20% de la totalité de la maison, tu vois, du prix de la maison. Et avec ce VA
mhm.
benefit dans l'armée, you don't have to pay that money. So it's literally, tu signes tous tes papiers et tout avec 0 dollar. Tu n'as pas de down payment à faire sur la maison et tu peux utiliser ces VA benefits autant de fois que tu veux. Autant de fois que tu veux.
OK. Mais cet argent sera inclus dans ton monthly payment, right?
Non, ça sera pas inclus. Ça sera pas inclus dans ton monthly payment. Ça serait, tu vois, le même monthly payment que tu allais avoir avec le down payment, ça va être la même sans down payment. C'est juste à
Oh, so
cause de ce statut-là de vie et benefit.
interesting.
Et
Okay,
aussi,
I didn't know that. Uh-huh.
tu as le medical benefit dans l'armée. Je connais, je dépense
Uh-huh.
zéro pour mon
Health
medical,
insurance.
right?
Yeah,
Health
yeah,
insurance or anything. If you get a problem, you get a fracture, they're gonna do all that without benefit, right? Je suis
yeah.
là, chaque 6 mois, je dois aller voir un dentiste. Ça, c'est l'armée qui gère. Moi, je dois juste mettre un appointment, un rendez-vous et je pars voir un dentiste.
Uh-huh.
Et chaque 6 mois, je dois aller vérifier mon oreille. Like, comment est-ce que mon, mon écoute s'est détériore
Uh-huh.
ou tu vois, parce que on est très
Yeah.
souvent aux alentours de loud noise, le fusil et tout ça là, pour make sure that nos oreilles
Everything is
sont
good.
bien. J'ai un test pour la vision chaque 6 mois. J'ai Et l'armée te procure de euh, glaces si tu mets des contacts. J'ai un test, tous les vaccins qu'il faut avoir, je dois l'avoir. Il y a des dates pour ça. J'ai un test de quoi encore? Je sais même plus quoi. Et aussi, si tu es marié, ta femme et tes enfants ont aussi le même bénéfice. Et aussi, ils peuvent être inclus dans ton medical plan, tu vois. Et aussi,
Uh-huh.
ils peuvent avoir un provider qui va leur voir, qui va leur consulter et tout ça là. Après medical, tu as le GI Bill. Le GI Bill, c'est un peu comme tuition assistant, but GI Bill, you can use it all the way when you get out. So after you get out, you're not in the army
Uh,
no more, but you can still use your GI Bill, qui est plus pour le schools, tu vois, schools. Mais il y a un avantage dans ça. C'est quoi l'avantage? L'avantage, c'est que le GI Bill est transférable. Tu peux transférer le GI Bill à ta femme, tu peux transférer le GI Bill à tes enfants, et ainsi de suite, tu vois.
donc, quand tu les
Ça peut
transfères,
qu'être,
vous pouvez tous l'utiliser ou bien
non,
juste
pas
une seule
tous, juste
personne.
une seule personne.
OK.
Juste une seule personne peut l'utiliser. So, en transférant, parce que, par exemple, je prends mon cas. Maintenant, là, je suis en train d'utiliser
Le tiers.
Assistant,
Uh,
TA. Ouais. Et j'ai fait mes études, on paye mes études et je l'ai fait. J'ai pas touché au GI Bill, right? C'est-à-dire, j'ai
donc,
toujours
c'est
mon GI
two
Bill.
different things, deux choses
Yeah.
différentes.
Et j'ai toujours mon
OK.
GI Bill. Je peux me décider, ok, je quitte l'armée. Et quand je vais quitter l'armée, si j'avais déjà eu mon degree, and I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm not trying to do anything else, I can save it as long as I want. Je peux dire, ok, mes enfants vont l'utiliser quand ils vont arriver à l'université. C'est ce que mes enfants vont utiliser. Et ces
Just
GI
one
Bill
or
là,
all of them.
just one. Et ces
OK.
GI Bill là va payer pour mon enfant, tu vois.
Uh-huh.
Ou je peux me décider, je quitte, ok, ma femme, je vais utiliser le GI Bill pour payer les études de ma femme, tu vois.
OK.
Ces GI Bill là va utiliser. Et also, ça, le cinquième, c'est plus pour le, c'est plus pour les habitants de Texas. Les habitants de Texas, Texas est, c'est plus un state de, euh, veteran friendly. Pourquoi je dis
Uh-huh.
veteran friendly? Oh, military friendly. C'est que si dans tes documents, dans ton record que tu as dans l'armée, ton home of record, l'adresse de ton home of record, c'est Texas, right?
Uh,
Quand tu vas quitter, quand tu vas quitter l'armée, Texas a aussi les bénéfices qu'il a pour les vétérans.
beside the one you get from the army.
Beside the one you get for the army. And
OK.
guess one of them.
What is it?
School benefit, for example. The state of
Oh.
Texas will pay for your school. So that means I can use that one when I get out and just give the GI Bill to one of my son or my daughter. But so far, everything is going good. I'm planning ahead since I got here in Hawaii. I have
Yeah.
actually two different goals, actually two different goals. Make my next rank in the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
Going to jungle school this time, and then do also. Probably also will be first, also jungle school, and then next one. So
Hey
those
man,
are
I would
my
like to
next
have you
three
back
goals.
on the platform after your jungle school. That way you're gonna tell us how was the jungle school. Yeah,
Inshallah.
but nah, of course, man. But
Yeah,
you're my brother, and then I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of the.
appreciate man.
Je sais pas comment tu dirais ça, mais the awards that you have, all the things that you have done because we've talked before and then it was not easy. And even as you just said right now, walking 25 miles, it's a long walk. So I don't think I can do it. But, and then I would say that's a wrap for today's episode of OTG Podcast. Huge thank you to Jenovic Lugendo for joining us
Inshallah,
and
shout out to
sharing
my
his
boy.
journey. from his military life to personal growth. Your story is a reminder that discipline, purpose, and resilience can shape more than just a career.
Exactly.
They shape who we are. So, if you found value in today's conversation, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. You can also follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.